Hello everyone, my name is Janine and I'm a double transplant recipient. Make sure to like and subscribe. Okay, so I am back. Sorry I took so long. I don't know who I'm saying sorry to. I got like 2 people watching. But anyway, sorry I took so long. I was planning for my birthday and your girl didn't want to pay her editor. I wanted to spend it on myself. Okay, budgeting. Anyways, let's get into the topic of sex after transplant. The medication you are on after your transplant has the possibility to severely increase your sex drive. Like, go through the roof, to the sky, to the moon, to the stars, all that, to the black hole. Yeah. First of all, you cannot act on this impulse. You actually have to be cleared for intercourse after transplant. That means yes, you have to go to your doctor and ask them, can I do the hanky-panky because the medication you giving me is making me crazy? Okay. And unfortunately, they're going to tell you yes or no if you are not healed enough, you're not doing well enough, or they don't feel like you're in a place to have intercourse. Obviously, they are not in the 4 walls of your bedroom, but my suggestion is please listen to them. They know what they're talking about, especially doctors who have been doing this for years. Especially, you need to get a doctor that you obviously trust. Please listen to them. They know what they're talking about. You will hurt yourself. And you don't want to end up in the ER for something that embarrassing, you know? You know, if your family cares, you'll be like, oh my goodness, you just had a transplant, now you're in the ER, what's going on? Do you really want to have to explain that story? No. So please listen to your doctors. Make sure you are cleared for sex before you start having it after transplant. Secondly, after transplant, you have to be, depending on the medication you're taking, you have to be on 2 forms of birth control. That means pills, condoms, vasectomy, if he's willing. But pills and condoms are the most common. You have to use 2 forms of birth control because a pregnancy could be life-threatening in your fragile state right after transplant. About a year after transplant, you don't need to even be thinking about pregnancy, especially if you're taking certain types of medication. It can cause birth defects. They will actually have you sign a contract saying that you will use 2 forms of birth control after your transplant. Obviously, nothing is 100%, but keep that in mind when you are in the 4 walls of your bedroom. They are doing this to help you and to protect a possibility of a pregnancy that could end your life or the child having birth defects. They know what they are talking about. Please listen. Please listen. No, they cannot watch you when you're at home or in your bedroom or with your boyfriend or with your husband, but they should be looking out for your best interest as well. Okay? So please listen to your doctors. Please. I know the drive is going to be there. Trust me. I know. It's going to drive you crazy, but listen to your doctors. They know what they're talking about. I don't feel like I should have to say this, but the person you are sleeping with 100% needs to be tested. If you didn't do this before transplant, come on, get it together. Girl or boy, get it together. After transplant, your body is so fragile. You cannot risk infection of any kind. Any kind. In life in general, you can't risk that type of infection because it can be prevented. Okay. But after transplant, you need to have the person you are sleeping with get tested. And if they get offended or they don't want to do it, guess what? Your transplant help you rule out a dummy. You don't need to be messing with them. If they don't want to get tested, don't be sleeping with them. Okay? If you have any more questions about, sex and protecting yourself and, being okay to have sex for transplant, ask your doctor, ask your gynecologist, ask your team of transplant doctors. Don't be shy, don't be coy. They've seen it all. Like, don't be embarrassed. They've seen it all. Ask the questions you need to ask to protect yourself. Okay, well, next. After transplant, your stomach, if you have a liver transplant, your stomach will be very fragile. And if you have a kidney transplant, the groin area will be very fragile. I had both, obviously. So both were fragile. The weight, oh, this is embarrassing. The weight of another individual cannot be 100% on top of you. You're gonna have to mix it up, okay? Figure it out, but I'm just letting you know The weight of an individual cannot be 100% on top of you. Lastly, and this is for those who are getting a kidney transplant, the groin area will be a little bit numb. So for some women, the top of the vagina, near where the scar is or the incision was, will be a little bit numb. So let whoever you will know it's not you. I might not be able to feel anything. Just let your partner know what's going on. I'm just telling you that some areas of the genitals may become numb for a short period of time. It shouldn't stay that way. It should most definitely not stay that way. And if it's not healing for you, like 2-3 years after, you need to talk to your doctor. But a couple months after, a year after, it may be still a little bit numb. It may feel funny. Nerves take a long time to heal. So don't worry, you'll be okay. That's everything. I know this video is very short, but I thought that I would address what is going to be the most psychotic drive after your transplant. I'm telling you, you're gonna still have staples in your stomach and your drive may be crazy. 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 You literally can't even stand up straight, but your drive is like, I think I'm going crazy. That is all for today. I hope this video was very helpful. And please, 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 always feel free to ask your doctors. I know that we are a culture that makes the topic of sex very taboo, but you've just been through a lot. Trust and believe those doctors have seen you naked. Naked. You have nothing to hide. Please, please, please be open with your doctors. Ask them the questions that you need to ask. That's the only way you're gonna figure this out, because it's a different sexual journey after a double transplant. Things do go back to normal, but things change for a bit. So that's everything. I hope my video was very helpful. I know it was very short today, but I thought I would just get right to the point. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and remember that
we warriors. We warriors, taking everything, can't take us out
Thank you.
because there's more of us.
Transplant Let me listen to me. I don't know nothing about relationship. Don't listen to me, but listen to me a little bit on this. What number was I on? Anyways, what? What? Hold on.